Hey, everybody. It is time. This has been one heck of a Summer with Saka promotion, and we have the man himself. Got to be tired, got to be burnt. Steve Saka joining us tonight here. And what's up, Stevie? And our man, Alex Tavala, he will be heading up. His hands will be filled tonight with a lot of shit. If you're joining us, there's two promotions going on. There's two promotion giveaways going on tonight. The first one was our Summer with Saka 1, which was inspired by how are we going to give away only 6 of these ashtrays that we received. So wanted to give everybody as many people as a chance, right? So a 5-pack got you in to enter one of these ashtrays, which is signed by Steve Saka under the cello. Someone made a comment.
What sort of amateur do they think I am, for God's
sake? I mean, for real.
Like, it's my first time to sign shit, man.
So, but, you know, we knew we were going to sell a lot of 5-packs. It was such a low entry to get in. We just went crazy. There's 81 prizes. That's the official list. There's 81 prizes that Alex is going to start giving away now. So pay attention. He'll be doing it in the bottom of the screen. It'll say what he's raffling off, and it'll announce the winner. Sometime Monday, we'll put out the full list. We could put up a spreadsheet, right? Picture of the winners, right, Alex?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll post it. We'll post a spreadsheet of all the 81 winners and who won what. So you don't have to rewatch the whole show if you want to know who won or if you won. But on top of that,
they'll probably get an email Monday anyway.
True. But on top of that, right, in the 81 prizes, there's a mega squatch, there's cups, there's everything. Alex came up with a crazy idea. I reached out to Steve while I was in Jordan. We put together a Summer with Saka 2 promotion. That started Monday at the trade show. We put together one mega prize, knowing that we were going to be ordering a lot of shit. I think we were the biggest order for you that day, correct?
That day you were, yes.
Yes. We knew we were going to be ordering a lot of stuff. So it started Monday at approximately noon. It's going on right now. We will cut it off during the show. But we had 20 item prize. Alex, do you have that picture image or no?
I do.
We had a 20 item prize. This is a mega raffle. All you had to do was go to the event page. The slider's still up on smokin.com. Go to the event page, click on the slider. There's a list of boxes from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Buying any box gives you one entry automatically entered to win this 20 item package. It's absurd. It's a mega Saka Squatch. It's a stone ashtray. It's a bundle of Red Meat Lovers Club beef stick, Red Meat Lovers Club box pressed, polpetta, chochada, 2 beanies, 2 of the new rally towels that we barely have done anything with. This is like the first.
I haven't even seen those yet.
I know. I meant to bring them to give them to you at the trade show.
I could have used them at the trade show, dude.
I know. A cutting board, the Lotus Meteor Cutter, a mini Saka Squatch, a 7-cup collection set. So we thought this would be big enough, right? This is big enough of a prize, and no, I have to get one-upped by the man himself during the show. Throws in a whole tray of unicorns. That's right. You get 20 item package along with a 7-cigar tray of unicorns, $700. At the very end of the show, we're going to give that away. So if you're watching now and you haven't had a chance, go to smoking.com, click on the banner on the front of the homepage, buy yourself any one box, and you'll be automatically entered in this giveaway that we're going to give away at the end of the show. Super, super crazy, stupid. I love it. It was a great way to come back from my trip to this awesome promotion, and way to go, Steve, to even just make it stupider than we had already made it. Thank you, sir.
Well, I'm thinking if I buy, I could actually get ahead if I win.
So, Steve, let's just touch base. Let's just talk about your PCA 2022 experience while Alex starts the 81 item giveaway.
I'm getting into position.
There you go.
Absurd wheel.
Look at that wheel.
Listen, I'm looking at it full screen. You cannot see a name. It's just impossible to even make out a name on this thing. There's so many.
But you'll be able to see the winner, and the item will be listed across the bottom. Alex will update it so you know what's being given away. And Steve and I are just going to banter as Alex.
Let's see one spin and see if it works before we go any further. We're going to have technical difficulties. Let's have them now. let's give it the first spin.
Well, I've checked it. I don't want to give the first spin and then somebody comes up and they don't win anything. It's going to suck for them.
No, why don't you start?
Let's start. Yeah,
start. That's what you said. Start.
And we're starting with 5 packs of Pulpetta.
There's a 5-pack of Pulpetta, and this is how it's going to look throughout this whole broadcast.
We're going to constantly be zooming in and out, right? We'll probably just always out because there'll be something at the bottom the whole time.
Yes.
Got it. All right.
That's a big wheel.
That's a big wheel. I've never seen a wheel that big.
Well, Charles Shumady.
There you go, Charles. You are the first winner. Congratulations, my friend.
Now, is that going to blow up every time you pick a winner? Because that takes up the whole screen when it did that.
No.
All right, perfect. We're good to go.
What do I care?
We're good to go. All right, so Alex is going to be busy in the background. Only 80 more items to go until we do the grand prize. Steve, I might have to order some liquor on this episode.
Dude, I came prepared, man.
I'm serious. I'm going to have to order some liquor.
I came with I got at least a half a bottle of this, and I got 2 other spares in the back here.
So tell us about your PCA 2022 experience, because I'll give you my recap after I hear yours.
All right. Look, so I've been going to the PCA since like 92-ish, right? 92, 93. So I'm like super duper jaded and burnt out on the whole thing. There's no bloom left on that rose. So for me, it's work. And the thing that I don't think that most people that attend the show, and look, I don't expect retailers on this, but I mean, we on the manufacturer brand owner side, it's just bonkers for us to get ready for the show. It's a pain. It's a lot of work. It's really expensive. Everything you think you're going to show at the show, and even though you have a whole year to prepare, it's never on time. Nothing is right. So you're like running like a mad idiot to get to this show. And then you've got the first couple of days you're there, you're doing the booth setup, and it's hot and it's sweaty and it's crappy, and you're finding all the stuff that they've lost, and you're trying to scramble to get the stuff that's been lost replaced. And then the show starts, and then you have to be on like a Roman candle for 4 straight days. And the trade show is always a very exhausting experience. And the prize when you leave the trade show is, if you have a successful one, which is what you're hoping to do, is you get to come home to have more work than you've ever had, because you have to, do all of this fulfillment. So, I mean, it's trade shows are really grueling affair. So I'm always so thankful when it's done, to be honest with you.
Well, I think we're all in that boat as far as thankful is done. And look, you also have it's a fortunate thing, but you have the thing where your booth is one of the most active and action booths. There's a half a dozen that just throughout the 4 days really never gets quiet.
Yeah, and that's a blessing, and that's why I was telling Alex before we got on the air, you don't want to bitch about you're doing well, right? Because the other way just totally blows. And and I've been very blessed because, for the last since 2005, I've been in a booth that's always done really, really super well. I mean, I was with Drew for 8 straight years, and then I've been with Dunbarton for the last 7. So, we've really, I haven't had the bad booth experience that I see so many of my peers, and particularly a lot of the newer companies, for them to go through. Now, I've witnessed a lot of it, but I personally haven't had to suffer it. So, and that's a blessing.
Well, I mean, listen, I just got my drink. They made it heavy. So cheers to you. Cheers to a successful trade show, my friend.
Cheers to you.
And good luck to all these winners, and everybody. Congrats to all the winners.
Congrats to Paul. I see Paul.
Yeah. I'm not going to congratulate you one by one. There's 80 winners, so we'll just wait for the big one.
I think we should toast to every one of them.
That'll
make an interesting show.
Should do a shot for every winner. Yeah, that's a great idea.
We'll be dead by winner 22.
For real. Anybody asking about the poo? I did smuggle some poo back. I took a picture of my suitcase. I do have poo on hand, but I don't know if it's really enough to do something cool with. So I'm talking to Steve. May have a nice thing going on with some poo in the very near future.
Poo promo.
A poo promo. There you have it. The Saka poo promo.
At first, when I thought about doing it, I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I got those 5 giant cases of cotton candy. And I was like, oh, this is stupid, right? That I just spent like $3,000 on bad cotton candy. And but it turned out to be really people really dug it at the show. So
I
turned out to
can't
be a
tell
good
you
thing.
how many messages I got whether we were giving away any of the poo tonight.
And I've gotten at least a dozen or more messages from people that took it home to their kids and how much their kids loved it.
My kids didn't see it.
Yeah.
They're all
It turns your mouth all black and nasty.
that was the one problem was after I ate a bag there, it was actually really good cotton candy, but my fingers were all black and red. And
Dude, it's labeled poo. What do you expect?
Yes, it did color bleed a little bit. Yes. PCA show, my observations this year, way better than last year.
Yeah. Yes.
More,
and no.
listen to me, it's knowing the fact that it's just more of the same,
Yeah.
but cleaner, better looking. I like the little maps they had this year where you could find shit in the middle of the floor. There was a little more thought and effort. Still, can it be a more exciting thing to go to? Some more cool stuff going on, just walking around the floor? Absolutely.
Right.
And I do think, and what I've been saying for years, I do think the smaller footprint is better for everybody. It just makes for a more, I think, it feels like a more relative show than when you have a
it also just makes it for less of a hike.
Less of a
because
hike, and it looks less of a ghost town, Steve, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think look, attendance was definitely up. I mean, you could feel attendance was up.
It did seem like there were way more people there this year.
There were. I will say this though.
How much of that is more? I'm going to tell you what, and you could tell me about this better than anybody. I'll tell you what I did notice more this year than anything. So when you talk about attendance, I don't know how skewed the number is, but there were people with podcasts I've never heard of. I got approached by about 5 different people, just wanted to hand me their card, whatever. I've never even heard of them, know them, or whatever. So there seemed to be a lot of media people there.
Yeah, there were a lot of media, and also there were a lot of there were a lot of smaller retailers back this year, which is good for the trade show. I'm not so sure if it was for us. A lot of those guys we didn't open because they don't like to do the minimums. So we had.
Can I talk about that?
Huh?
Because I know you won't. Can I talk about that?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. Yeah.
I mean, Steve tells me, this is going to come to a shock to a lot of people, right? So, you go to show, you're going to buy. I mean, if you're a retailer, you're going to buy stuff, right? So, Steve actually shares with me that some people didn't buy because it was a minimum requirement. Now, I just want you to understand, I don't care how big or how small, because anybody who thinks like I'm talking from a position of being a big operation, I owned a 900 square foot store, right? I started with one store. If you're scared or you're there and you don't want to place a $3,000 order, and let me just even brief that, right? A $3,000 order from you, comparatively to most companies, is not a lot of boxes.
Right.
Right? I mean,
No,
it's if I look at another brand that has mostly $5-6 sticks, you're talking it's a lot of boxes. For you, it's a decent amount. People were balking; they wouldn't place a $3,000 order. I'm like, what are they doing at a trade show? And coming to your booth with a $3,000 order is making them balk.
They're there, they're looking, they're buying. Look, they hear the brand is popular, and they just want to dip their toe in the water and not take the risk. And I can appreciate that point of view, but my problem is I have to service the accounts that support us, and I can't open up 30 of these little kind of tire kicking accounts at the sacrifice of accounts that are growing with us. I mean, I had the ability to open up 25 to 30 like real legitimate accounts, and we did. In fact, I think we opened up more than that, but we probably had another 30 that inquired, but they kind of balked at the minimums. Now, that doesn't mean that next year when we open it up again, if we do, that they won't come back. It takes time, and a lot of
I want to point out
twice.
It pays to play. I'm less than 20 in. The more you have, the more chances to win. Charles Erschmied has already won twice.
Yeah, I saw his name. He was the first winner.
Which means he must have a lot of 5-pack entries in.
Or he just has 2 and he's lucky.
Or he's just got 2 and he's the luckiest guy around.
True.
Carry on. I wanted to point that out.
No, I just saw that looking in. And listen, like I said, anybody who misses their name, whatever, don't worry. Monday we'll post the full list. You'll also be contacted via email when you see your
and another thing that we have to deal with is, look, the ones that get the most buzz, of course, are Paladins and Blues and Muestras and all of those things. And every retailer wants to bring those in right away. And I mean, you have to support the brand across the core before we're going to start giving you all the special love, because we don't have enough of that to go around for the accounts we currently have. We have to divide that stuff up. And I'm not going to divide it up to an account that doesn't. I mean, why would you want Brulee Blues if you're not willing to keep 4 boxes of Brulee on your shelf? That's just that simple.
But you know what? I don't know why retailers don't understand that, and consumers don't understand that too.
Here's the thing, Abe. The legit, no, I don't want to say it that way. It's the wrong way. The more substantial retailers, they do.
Right.
It's really the smallest of the retailers are the ones that really bulk the most. It's them, or it's the really super well-established retailers that have been around for like 80,000 years, and they're just kind of like the "don't you know who I am" guy. And there's more of those than you can imagine.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah, and those are the other side of the coin. But we just stick to our guns and we do what we do, and so we're not in your cigar store. It's the way it is.
We get that all the time with like rare and limited stuff. Like when you get something that you only get like 5 or 10 boxes or whatever, and you have these people who will call you or walk in that have never been in your store. Why would I sell it to you? I need to take care of the people who help pay the rent to keep the lights on every day. Those are the people you got to take care of. And
it's no different. It's no different from our side. That's what we have to do too.
Yeah, they don't understand that. I really, it's shocking.
Oh, they do understand it. They're just selfish pricks.
That could be the other side of the coin.
No, it's not that they don't understand it. It's like everybody. Everybody wants they want their cut, but they don't earn their share.
That's true. So yeah, I like the smaller footprint of the show. I
like the later 1 hour start.
I didn't even know about that. That was brilliant. I like the 1 hour start and going till 6 p.m. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I like that much better, because the truth is, what would end up happening when it was shut at 5, we would still be there till 6:37 because people would hang out until they had to go to dinner. So now people leave earlier once the show shuts down, and we have an hour extra sleep in the morning. So I like that, because it's the same thing. Remember, if the show opens at 9, it means I got to have my people in the booth at 8.
Right.
So my people already have to be there an hour earlier than the official show starting time, because you got to set up and get organized and pull all the product back out and put it on display and everything, because we have to pull that down every night, or it would end up being all like crackling a rib.
How about the $15,000 fine for getting caught smoking down?
Yeah, I don't think they applied that to anyone.
I heard they enforced it with somebody.
Oh, really?
No, they're not. I heard they enforced it with somebody. So the rule was, if you got caught, it was you got booted out of the rest of the trade show. There was a rumor that they enforced it on somebody, but I don't know who it was, and I can't verify.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I don't have a problem with it. Look, if they're clear with the rules and they tell everybody what they are, that's just kind of the deal. This is what you're agreeing to. If you don't want to come and show and you don't want to live by the rule, then don't show up. If you want to challenge the rule, then if you get bumped, you get bumped. It's the way it is. I mean, look, I always smoke in my rental car. Guess what? I pay $350 to $450. I know when I smoke in my rental car, I'm not supposed to. I choose to do it, so I pay the piper. It's just that simple.
I tell you a funny story about that. You bring it up.
We just had that conversation. That's funny.
Alex and I literally just had this conversation a couple hours ago. By the way, David Williams claims that 2 people got fined at the trade show. So I don't know how they're going to enforce it. But by the way, I'm smoking a beautiful Bewitched.
I love that cigar.
That Dookie,
actually.
That my brother Chris Dookie gave me. I'm telling you, this is a stellar smoke. Amazing smoke. So I went to Chicago the week before for a wedding, or it could have been the week of. I don't even know which trip it was. But I got a letter from Avis saying they're charging me $450 for smoking in the car. Now, mind you, I smoke cigars throughout the whole weekend. We went to a wedding. I smoked cigars. So, I mean, look, I'm going to smell like smoke every time I get in the car, whether I smoke in it or not. That's the reality. Right. So I call Avis, and there's a true story, Steve. I said, "Hi, I'm calling regarding the letter I got, reference number so. She goes, "Will you please hold?" She puts me on a 3-minute hold, comes back and says, "Okay, we'll be reversing this charge. You can see the credit in about 2 to 3 business days." I went, I didn't say a word. I just went, I haven't said anything yet. She's like, "Well, you're calling about the smoking charge, right?" I said, "Well, yeah." She goes, "We're refunding your card." I said, "Well, thank you very much." I hung up the phone. Didn't even say a word. Don't know what that was about. But Fuck,
You
if you've never
literally-
called in, I'm telling you, call in because
Yeah, but I mean, look, normally they gig me while I'm there. So I mean, if they gig you after the fact, then I think it makes a difference. I think it's one thing when the guy goes in the car and go, "Hey, sir, you smoked in here, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
oh
But
yeah,
I mean, so I
Then
think
you're
if
dead
you
in the
drop the
water.
car off and they don't say anything to you, and then they send you a letter a week later, I think that's wait a minute. Nobody mentioned this while I was there. Now all of a sudden, I think that's a little bit of a different situation.
that is a different.
And I'll
Oh,
also
you-
say this too, Abe. I only end up having to pay about half the time anymore because almost half the cars are getting they smell
Smell like weed.
Yeah, they've been hot boxed in, man.
They all smell like weed. That's why I won't pay one fine ever.
Right?
It's ridiculous.
They all smell like weed. Like half the cars I get in anymore smell like weed. And so, heck, Lafferty rented a car recently that smelled like weed, and he complained about. There was a half-smoked joint in the back that he ended up finding as he was turning the car in. And you know, they didn't even clean the last person's weed out of the car. It was still sitting there in the cup holder in the back seat.
I don't know about you, but I love the fact that as we're just sitting here bullshitting, shit's just being given away every minute. I mean, Chris Dukey just won, man. Brother Dukey, congrats.
Did he really?
I was trying to chime in. I didn't want to stop you. You literally spoke his name into existence. You mentioned that he gave you a stick, and immediately he was the next
I
winner.
can't imagine what he won that he doesn't already have.
He did win something he doesn't have. He won the first Sin Rally Towel.
Ah, there you go.
There you go, man.
I actually think I'm going to call all of my retailers and ban them from selling to him. I feel bad taking Chris's money. I mean, he's always buying, man. It's ridiculous.
I gotta imagine he gets some cigars too. So I mean, he's just I don't know what his supply is, but it's got to be crazy.
And think about a guy like Chris. Is he never asks for anything,
Those are the best people, man.
and I wish he would. Problem is, I don't think about it. You know what I mean? But if Chris sent me an email and say, "Hey, Steve, I like A, B, C, D, E, F, and G," I'd send him the whole fucking alphabet. He's the best. He helps us out at every trade show. I mean, he shares everything. I mean, he does all that, you know, just gratis, for God's sakes.
Bro, he bought gifts. He gave my wife 2 gifts he bought with him from Hawaii.
Yeah, we get the same thing. He brings us all sorts of stuff constantly.
Yeah, man. Great guy. Well, listen, karma. Good things happen to good people. We're giving away 81 prizes. Our man Alex Tavella is grinding through the list. We still have, if you're just joining us, we have a mega prize. It's a 20. It's really 21 items, but one item is a tray of 7 unicorns. It's retarded. You get the Mega Saka Squatch Stone Ashtray, 7-cup selection, RML cigars. It's a stupid prize. There's a link on our homepage at smoking.com. We're probably going to run this up until Alex gets close to the end of this list. Then we'll cut it off. So if you haven't had a chance, go to smoking.com. Summer for Saka 2 promotion. The biggest probably prize ever for a single box purchase entry, probably ever in the history of this industry that I know of.
Yeah, it's got to be massive.
So
Going back to the show, I mean, the one thing that was really nice about the show is the general vibe was good, right? Most everybody was really happy. And of course, we were coming on the heels of that, you know, that arbitrary and capricious words out of the judge's mouth. That
I want to ask you about that too, Steve.
Yeah,
because you know you're a very grounded person. Doesn't let shit get too exciting for you. How strong is that?
it's really strong. Because
hearing it from you is good.
Yeah, because in the past, I mean, he's used the words unfair and he's used the words unjust, and he's been critical of the FDA. But when he used those particular terms, arbitrary and capricious, those are now terms that have legal meaning. So those were not words that he just plucked because he has a good vocabulary. Those are words that he used because they actually really mean something. And essentially what's been happening now is the FDA and the cigar industry, the CRA, PCA, and the CAA all have an indication as to how the judge is thinking, right? And he's now essentially asking them to propose, where do we go from here? Now, I know that from the cigar side of things, we're going to go from, hey, just you should vacate the entire deeming regulation. The whole thing's been BS from the start. The FDA has never done what they're supposed to do. And the things that they did end up doing actually counterdict their own. I mean, their own studies have not worked to their advantage. You know, it's really quite funny when you think about it. But I don't know whether he'll take that massive a step. He may kick them back to kind of going back to
regrouping and coming back.
Yeah, going back to, hey, you got to go back to examining that option 2 of regulating the premium cigar industry differently. But no matter what happens, we're probably going to be pretty free sailing for 4 to 5 years, and maybe even longer. And that's like the minimum. And even the FDA has publicly said that we're the lowest priority. That they just really don't want to deal with this. I don't think they ever expected our little industry to be so vociferous and so aggressive and able to do so much with so little. Look, it's been millions and millions of dollars for our little industry, which has really hurt, and a tremendous amount of effort and time. But I don't think they ever figured that anyone would commit the way we as an industry have committed to the cause. And I think the reason why is because these are small family businesses that are so impacted by this. This is our entire lives. This is not, oh, I work for this big mega company and hey, it's not going its way, so I go get another job somewhere. I mean, if I'm unable to roll weeds into a tube, then I'm basically, my entire company is done. Okay, everything I've worked for the last umpteen million years is of a waste of time. So I don't think they ever expected how far we were willing to push it and how much effort we were willing to put in it. And I think at this point, I think they really wish we would just go away.
The problem is, it would be great for them to go away to the point where we don't have to worry about, well, the main guys like you don't have to worry about the user fees anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look, the user fees have been an incremental cost that has been manageable. Look, we started off, I was paying on average about 4 cents a unit. I've been paying roughly 9 to 10 cents a unit. In the end, consumers pay for it.
It keeps going up?
Yes, it keeps going up.
Okay.
Yeah, because what it is the FDA gets a certain budget every year, and it's divided amongst all the parties that are taxed. So it's not a fixed number at all. So that's the problem with it. I think the bigger problem is the substantial equivalency and the PMTA, the pre-market approvals, and all of those things that are really the crux of the matter. Look, if the judge vacates the deeming regulation from jump, the government will actually owe me some real cash because I've been paying these fees for the last 5 years since August of 2020.
Why? Is it retroactive? Do you go back to getting your money back?
Yeah, if they vacate it, yes, the government would owe us the money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look, even for a little company like me, it'd probably be 150 to 170K. It's real money.
Just a message to Joshua Beakley. That's I ordered this, and we do it for our outside accounts. The humidor, my stand up here. This is an old model we pulled out of one of the locations we service. But if you go to the humidorstore.com, or it might be thehumidorstore.com, they're out of Tampa. They build everything to order. So after you place your order, they custom build it. They can add glass on the bottom, lighting on the inside, crown molding. I used to deal with a woman there named Judy. She retired, but they're good people. Takes about 4 weeks for them to build your humidor. They'll ship it to you. That's where I got that from. If you're interested, Joshua, it's either humidorstore.com or thehumidorstore.com, and they're out of Tampa here in Florida. We use them for all our outside accounts because they really maintain the best. They have a electronic humidity control, so as soon as the humidity hits the right temperature, it automatically cuts itself off. So because we're not always on outside accounts to service them, we trust on these humidors a lot. There you go. So yeah, FDA was good news. I don't know if you were at the rally speech there at the end of the show. They seemed very happy and very excited about it. And look, whatever it is, it's light that's going to be better than what we thought it could have been. So
absolutely. I mean, look, when we were looking down the barrel of this in the beginning, it was no new brands ever, no new sizes ever, no new blends ever, never allowed to change any packagings whatsoever. We were looking at covering a third of every one of our boxes in these rotating 6 labels that we had to, somehow allocate out evenly to each of the 50 states on a basis. It was craziness. We were going to have, like this show that we're doing now, literally the top third of this would have to have a warning label on top of it saying that, cigars are the most evil thing on the planet. So, I mean, there have been a lot of things that have gone by the wayside through the courts. And the last big thing standing has been the substantial equivalency and the PMTA. And as a part of that, something we haven't even gotten to the argument over yet, which is the HPHC testing, the harmful properties testing. So that was going to be the thing that was going to really crater us because, I mean, just the cost estimates on that would make it impossible.
So at this point, it's supposed to be the end of this month. His ruling's supposed to come. His judgment was
supposed to at the end of this month. The two sides are supposed to present what they believe the judge should do, and then from that, I think the judge will then take those things into consideration. And somewhere this year, he'll probably make a decision. I mean, even he commented on the fact that this has been in his court for nearly 6 years now, and it's time to bring this to a head. And so I really think we're going to see a real decision.
Why does he need an opinion from the two parties of what he should do? He's a goddamn judge. Shouldn't he know what he should do?
I think he already does, but I also think look, when you're a judge, you know that something that's been in a federal court for the last 6 years, depending on how the outcome is, I imagine that either side's going to appeal it. So you want to be as bulletproof in your decision as possible. So then whenever either party does choose to appeal it, that the court above says, you know what, we don't need to hear that again. This has all been covered and we stand by the lower court's decision. So I think that's the reason why.
Okay. Interesting stuff.
And at this point, we've put so much time and effort into it. What's another 3-4 months to get to a decision? Because courtesy of this same court, he kind of put us into a holding pattern last year or 2 years ago when he pretty much set aside, the requirement of substantial equivalency, for the premium cigar industry. So at this point, we've been paying the user fee. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and I don't think that a lot of manufacturers are, because the FDA doesn't seem to care, but we are supposed to be still submitting our ingredient disclosures as we bring new things into the marketplace. We're supposed to be adding them to the list.
No one's checking that list.
Oh, no, nobody is, but I still submit it just because I want to be legal. I keep making the addendums and submitting it the way I'm supposed to. And I know it goes to file 13, but at least I can say, hey, I did what I was federally obligated to do. I mean, there's just certain things in life you don't want to mess with, right?
No, I agree. It's some things aren't worth the headache. It's just, you just know no one's watching that list.
No, nobody cares right now. They haven't cared. But they got such bigger boat issues. They're obviously worried about flavors. They're obviously worried about menthol. They're obviously worried about vape. They're obviously worried about they're worried about nicotine levels. These are the four big things that are on their radar screen that they have yet to do anything significant about yet. And those fights are going to be much harder than dealing with us. I mean, the big companies are going to go to the mats on all of these issues. And I think the one that I find the funniest is the nicotine level one, because if I'm a big tobacco company, I hope they limit the amount of nicotine I can put in a cigarette. Good God, it just means I'm going to sell 2 or 3 times more cigarettes. That's all that means,
Yeah, people need a normal nicotine amount. Absolutely.
Right. They're going to get their nicotine by just smoking 2 to 3 times more. So it's like such a counterintuitive concept. They think they're doing good when they're doing bad. It's one of those things that big tobacco will fight tooth and nail, and they hope they lose because they know it's just going to instantly make them so much more money.
I find interesting when I was in Europe and Middle East, when I was in the Middle East especially, is which I don't see anywhere in this country yet, which I got to wonder who's blocking it here, because it has taken over regular cigarettes. It has taken over vaping in the Middle East, is these heat systems. Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
They have these new heat systems where the cigarettes are like that big.
Right.
And you put it in a unit and it's non-combustible smoke.
Yes.
It provides you smoke without combustion.
Well, it's combusting, but at a very low temperature.
This is what I had to say. I said, how can it be non-combustible? If it burns and you're getting smoke, something's burning.
Yeah. It's doing just at a very low temperature. Look, anybody in the weed game They make the same thing for you to smoke weed in, where you have the little chamber that heats up, so you can use weed like in a vape pen.
But
Like
it's supposed to be less carcinogens, doesn't smell like it. When I tell you everyone was doing it, because I saw all these people using these machines, but they pull out these little packs of cigarettes are only that tall and put these little things in, and it was 80% of the country was using it. I was blown away. I was curious, how have we not seen this in the States? Somebody must be blocking it because they can't make money on it. If RJ Reynolds or Philip Morris can't make money on it and somebody else has the rights to it, that's got to be why it's not in this country.
I think the big tobacco companies at this point, they're looking at a long-term strategy of non-combustible. And that's the reason why they're going to fight so hard for the vape segment. That's the direction that they're going. And that's what you see with the big companies. And they're trying to squeeze out all the small vape players so that they can take over the world with things like Juul. And that's the direction that they're heading. And it's also the direction they think that they can get the federal government to sign on board with.
Well, Juul got banned in the U.S., which I can't understand.
I know it got banned now, but I think
they reversed it, didn't they? It got blocked.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know how they can get banned.
I don't know where Juul. What's amazing about that is at the same moment that something like Juul's getting banned, that Delta 8 stuff is like everywhere.
And I don't even know what the Delta 8 stuff is. How bad is that?
It's a new hallucinogen that's based on, it's a derivative of hemp. So
okay.
Even if you're in a state where weed isn't legal, yes, it's been temporarily blocked. So initially, Juul sales were banned on June 23rd, but a day later, a federal appeals court temporarily blocked the government ban. So there is no ban on it currently.
Okay. Well, I don't think there should. I don't think there's any basis to ban Juul compared to any other vape that's out there. I don't know why was even possible. So, what I do got to ask you off tangent, because I see his name coming up, is what happened with Kevin Shahan at the trade show?
In what way?
I don't know. I think he asked you a question that was, I guess.
Well, he asked me some stupid fucking question about where's the worst place to have a baby or some bullshit.
Oh, really? During
an interview? It was like pick any card, pick a card. It had your question, and I got to answer this moronic question. But I'll be honest with you, I made a stink about it, but I'd rather answer those questions than the questions I answer all the time. I mean, I think anyone saw my interview for Half Wheel. I basically ranted for 2 minutes about how fucking stupid it was that I had to make an interview video to talk about the same shit that was just written right over my head that everyone just read before they get down to the video. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just talk about anything. It gets, when you do 18, 20 of those, and it's like, oh, this is me, Querida Black, and oh, this is Bewitched, and oh, this is that. It gets really old when you're doing them every hour on the hour for 3 days straight.
Well, you had a nice little system this year of booking an appointment with you online. That's how we did our video. I thought that was kind of neat.
I actually have that system every year. You just don't see it because it was the first time you asked for a media appointment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my whole trade show is all media. I don't do any sales or anything like that. I block out my hours to do media stuff. I figure they're all there. It's free advertising. Why not do that? I'm a miserably bad salesman. I just alienate the customers. I piss them off.
Yeah, you don't really need to be a salesman, really, anyway.
Yeah, the less interaction they have with me is going to make their order better. For
fucking Evan Darnell twice, too.
Twice, yeah.
Evan Darnell twice. It's kind of fun keeping an eye on who's winning stuff. Unbelievable. So, interesting stuff. Appointment wise, trade show. I had a question somewhere in here. It's left my mind. I forgot.
Well, you talked about Kevin Shahan, and then you asked me about my appointment system.
Yeah, your appointment system was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, look.
So yeah, my question to you was, because you went on a rant and a rave about repeating the same old stuff. So do you not want me to ask you about your new products?
No, of course I do.
Okay.
That's the funny part. I bitch about it, but I want it too. It makes no damn sense at all. I'm totally total hypocrite on that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I said, well, maybe I shouldn't ask him about the new trade show products.
Yeah, hell, of course I want you to, because I want to sell more of that shit when it comes out.
All right. So I got my order form. This way you could remember, like last year, you said I didn't place a show order.
Yeah, Dave gave me grief too, because I always say I never see him in my booth. He's like, I come every year, I give you money. How could you not remember me?
Oh, yeah. He said he didn't place a shoe order. I'm like, are you on crack? We absolutely did. All right. Well, let's start with Mi Querida Black.
Okay.
Saka Khan, which, by the way, has to be one of my favorite names of
Thank
any
you.
cigar. Saka Khan. I love it.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what's the scoop with this Mi Querida Black.
All right. So this is Saka Khan. Really big cigar. 7 1/4 by 54.
One size.
One size. That's where we're starting. So there was one cigar company back in the late 80s, early 90s that I really fell in love with, and it was Villazon. And Villazon was owned by a man named Frank Yanesa, and its master
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. And a master maker named Estela Padron, another God rest his soul. Estela was the brother of Jose Orlando Padron of Padron fame. And what they were best known for was Connecticut broadleaf cigars. And what they made is they made relatively inexpensive ones. They were the makers of Punch and Hoyt of Monterey and Excalibur and JR Ultimates and Bolivar before STG bought them out. STG bought them out during the boom years, and they basically phased Frank and Estela out and then closed the factory in Cofradía, Honduras, and moved it to Southern Honduras and whatnot. But they were the people that they made really heavy broadleaf cigars, and those were the first cigars I really fell in love with. That earthy, that inherently sweet, that medium to full, kind of a rustic style cigar, and that was really the impetus for Liga Privada when I went to Drew. The Liga Privada series was a recreation of what Frank and Estela used to do, just better grades of tobacco, more attention to detail, because Frank and Estela were trying to make cigars that cost $2 to $3. And so we just elevated the game. And then when I left Drew Estate, I ended up making Mi Querida for Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, which is another Connecticut broadleaf cigar that, although it's not the same blend as Liga, nor is it the same blend as Frank and Estela used to make, it's still in that same general experience. Because for me, it's the only thing that I have consistently smoked for 3+ decades. You're in your mild phase, you're in your super spicy phase. I went through a Cuban only phase. You go in and out of these phases, right? As a cigar smoker, there's very little that you really stick with for a long, long time. But for me, these heavy Connecticut broadleafs have always been it. And one of the things that I haven't done in Mi Querida was I didn't have anything that had Honduran tobacco in it. And I wanted to have a particular Honduran tobacco that Frank and Estela used to have grown for them at the La Estrella farm in northern Honduras. That farm no longer exists because the drug cartels moved in and it became unsafe to operate the farm. So the farm got shut down. But the people that owned that farm still had the seed that they used to grow back in the day. And they had kept the seed alive by planting small little pilot reseeding crops so they could always harvest new seed. Because you can't leave the seed. You can take tobacco seed, and if it's properly stored, you can go like maybe 3 years, 5 years, unless you pelletize it. If you pelletize it, then it's only good for a year. But if you don't pelletize it, 3 to 5 years, but you have to plant it to reharvest it to keep the seed alive. And so they had been doing that, and I had approached them about 4 years about replanting this particular Cuban seed, Honduran grown tobacco. We couldn't do it in northern Honduras, but we could do it in southern Honduras in the Hamastran Valley. And we had done a small test pilot crop about 4 years ago, and I started blending for Mi Querida Black based on that. And the pilot crop was successful, and I was really satisfied with the blend. I had enough tobacco that I used it for the exclusive for last year for JR 50th because they wanted a branded product. They didn't want me to make an exclusive blend for them. They wanted me to use an existing blend. But I said, you know what? Got this Mi Querida Black tobacco ready to go. Let me go ahead and make it. Well, we grew a whole crop of it, but that whole crop won't be ready to use until the end of this year. So it'll be a 2023 release, but I still had some of the Honduran tobacco left from the pilot crop, and I didn't want to waste it because it would be 2 years older than the new crop. So it'd be really hard to make it work. So I said, you know what? I got enough to make like 3,500 boxes, 4,000 boxes. So I went ahead and just made more of this cigar. And we're doing it as a small batch production. Actually, Production's already done. In fact, they're supposed to be on the container next week coming into the country.
So when will this ship to retailers?
Well, in the normal world, it should ship to the retailers in like early August, mid-August. But I haven't gotten my container that I sent last month yet, so who the hell knows? That's always the problem these days.
But that's due to come this year.
Oh, definitely. It's going to come. It'll be sometime in August. I'll probably be shipping it out to the retailers.
And then you plan on expanding on sizes in this in 2023?
Yeah. So in 2023, I will add more sizes. I could have added more sizes now, but if I could only make 3,500 boxes, why make 3 other sizes? You know what I mean? There wouldn't have been enough cigars to go around, but there is enough cigars for all of our better retailers to get a taste to share with their customers. It's a little risky because if consumers don't like it and it turns out to be a bust, then I'm killing my first year sales on a brand. You know what I mean? Whereas if I left it alone and I introduced it, nobody had ever tasted it before, I would have been guaranteed to sell like 16, 18,000 boxes. So it's a little risky what I'm doing, but I'm very confident in the blend. It's really, if you like Connecticut broadleaf, I think you're going to really like this blend. It's really solid.
All right. Now, tell us about Todos Los Dias year 2023.
All right. So Todos Los Dias is a brand that I launched in 2017. It's a really odd blend. It's very strong, nicotine heavy blend, but it's also super smooth. So it's like a really crazy strong cigar that doesn't bite like a strong cigar. And as a result, I love the blend, but it was our worst seller. It was only growing like 17%. And there's a particular ingredient from Angelica in it that I also use in another blend that is selling way better. So in the spring of 2020, I had to make a decision. If I keep making Todos, I'm going to have to make less of something else that was selling better. So I put Todos on hiatus is what I decided to do. I didn't close it out. I didn't kill it. I let it sell naturally the way it was selling. And I just haven't made any for almost now, 2 years. But this year, I have enough tobacco left of that particular ingredient that I can make a small run of it. And so I decided to make it in the thick Lonsdale size.
I love that size, by the way.
Yeah, me too. Well, it's my favorite of the Todos Los Dias. I have one kicking around here somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. Here's a box. So here's the thing. I'm running out of them for me personally. So I was planning on making like 300 cigars for me to smoke. And if I got to go through the work of sorting the tobacco to put it on the table, I figured I'd just let the retailers that want it order it, you know? If they want it, great. If they don't want it, no problem, no sweat. It doesn't matter to me. So I don't even know how many orders we got for it, but it's this cigar here. And we're going to make it, and it's going to be delivered in January because I'm actually going to make it to order depending on the numbers that the retailers placed. We can't hear you, Abe. You're in mute.
I was ordering another drink, but can I just see? Did I just see Evan Darnell win again?
Third
What the
time.
fuck? How many fucking 5-packs did he buy?
Hey, Evan bought a lot of 5-packs, and I'll give you 3 guesses of which 5-packs he bought. You only need one.
Did he buy his own?
Huh?
Jesus. Did he buy his own 5-packs?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sick fucker. Edward Fournier. There you go, buddy. All right. So I got another cocktail coming. That double is gone.
Abe, while we're here, I'm down to 9 raffle prizes, and it's the big ones.
Oh, wow. You bagged through those quick.
I backed through them.
I love it when shit works together. All right. Well, before we get into the big raffle,
Rocking.
I still got to pimp 2 more things, man.
well, I only got one more thing unless I'm missing something. I got Stillwell Star Holiday. What else am I missing?
Oh, Bewitched. I mean, Bewitched just got delivered a month ago.
Yeah, we could talk about Bewitched, absolutely. But before we get into the last 2 items that you want to talk to and we go into the final big raffle of stuff, let me just say, this is your deadline, Alex. How much time you want to give people? Because I still see some orders coming in.
So I am going to give them until we raffle off the final item in the 5-pack frenzy. Like I said, we have 9 left. And
Okay.
once I'm done that, I'm going to kill it. It's going to take me a few minutes.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Stillwell Star, and then we'll let you do your 9. and then Steve will then talk about Bewitched while you load up. We'll call it at that point. We'll call it. So, thank you, Anna.
So these 9 are the big ones.
Oh, I like it's Egyptian, isn't it?
It's pre-Columbian.
Very cool. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby girl. Oh, here's your glass back.
We got
Here's to another double.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
So we got 2 Red Meat Lovers OG bundles signed by Steve Saka coming.
Got them right here. This was look at the yellowness on it. This was the original release, first time it ever came out. Red Meat Lovers Club, historic line, signed by the man himself. I got 2 bundles here. Before we get into this 9, though, let Steve hit about Stillwell Star Holiday. We'll do the final 9, then you can we'll close out. So if you haven't got, look, let me just do this one more time. This is your last chance. If you're watching this, just jumping in, you don't know what's going on, we got a Summer with Soccer promotion. Go to smoking.com, click on the Summer with Soccer 2, buy any 1 box of Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and you'll be automatically entered. You'll be entered 1 entry for any box you buy. Alex, let's show them the gift. Let's show them this prize real quick. It's a 21 item prize, and one of the items is a tray of 7 unicorns. There it is. There's the package. Beanie, 7-cup mug collection, cutting board, the stone ashtray with the box signed by Steve Saka, the Meteor Saka Squatch cutter, 2 RML bundle cigars, Popetta, Chichata, a mega Saka Squatch, a baby Saka Squatch, and to boot, Steve Saka threw in a $700 tray of unicorns that will all go out to a single winner. All you have to do if you want to get a shot at this prize is go to the Summer with Saka 2 promo page at smoking.com. Get yourself a box. If you haven't done so already, now's your time. Get it. If you want to increase your odds, you got a few more minutes, and then we're going to cut it off. So, that being said, Steve, what's the scoop with Stillwell Star Holiday Collection?
Yeah, so in the pipe game, pipe carvers make custom pipes every holiday season. They do these one-offs for their fans, right? So if you're a fan of whatever, Dunhill pipes, Dunhill will have a holiday pipe. If you're a fan of Eric Nording will carve custom pipes that they'll sell at the holidays. Similar to that, the pipe tobacco companies, they will typically make 1 blend that they release as a holiday blend. And those all traditionally come out end of October, very beginning of November. It's just something as a little extra, so they have something to treat themselves on the holidays, a little bit something different. It's something that the pipe guys really look forward to every year, is to see what are the holiday pipes and what are the holiday pipe blends. And I wanted to repeat that with the Stillwell Star, since it's so closely associated with pipes. So we're doing this cigar here. It's with the white band. It's the holiday year 2022. This year is another aromatic blend, but it's different than last year's aromatic blend, a totally different blend. And it's this one doesn't have a sweet cap on it. All the sweetness that's in it comes from the filler tobacco. It's I like this aromatic better than aromatic number 1 personally. It's a little bit more subdued. Okay, it's a little bit. It's not quite as sweet, and it's really hard to describe. It's just sticking with the holiday theme. It's kind of like grandma baking cookies in the kitchen kind of thing going on.
I will say this about this. All right. I smelled the tobacco that was used to this. It was freaking amazing. I got hungry, and I ended up buying Danny Briggs a pipe while we're in Vegas. Danny Briggs is the son of my operations manager who worked for me for a period of time. He loves to come to the trade show, so he comes along. We get him in. He helps out a lot. He saw this green pipe from this pipe company in Sutcliffe, and I went up to him. I said, "Look, I want to buy it as a gift for my guy." You know, I figured they'd say just take it. Figured they wouldn't have to pack it and ship it back. Charge me $50. I paid the $50. But then we went directly to your booth, and Dave was nice enough to give him a bunch of the holiday.
The tobacco.
Yes, it smelled freaking amazing. Every time I smelled it, I got hungry. I used to have pipes. I love pipes, but it's just too much work for me to keep pipes going. But that blend was really an amazing smelling blend. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was different about it, what you did, but it really felt like a holiday blend just smelling it.
First off, all I did was say yay or nay. I mean, the pipe work, really, the pipe blending tobacco work, the credit's due to my friends at Cornell and Deal and Jeremy Reeves.
Well, it's an amazing blend. It
He's
smelled amazing.
Let me say this: the blend is so good that they're already asking me if they could sell it, as in a can to consumers, and they're also asking me about that with 2 of the Stillwell blends too. So there might be a future where there's a Stillwell Star pipe tobacco blend, but I already told them that I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to market it. They pay me a few pennies a can and I'll be happy because I don't want to be in the pipe tobacco business. It's not, I would just be a middleman in something that I'm not doing anything other than saying, yeah, it doesn't suck. So,
Alan Rubin, if you don't like the Bewitched you bought, send it back. I'll buy it. That's how good this stick is.
yeah, the Bewitched is unreal.
Yeah, he just questioned my judgment. So,
Fuck him. Yeah, he's a competitor. He's not allowed to speak ill of other companies anymore.
I don't know.
He's got to learn the game. He's got to start to learn that, man.
I don't know. He just questioned it, but no, that was an amazing pipe blend. And I tell you, I mean, me personally, the Stillwell line for me on a personal level, it's been okay. I've enjoyed them. Not 100% my cup of tea, but honestly, I cannot wait because I didn't get one while I was there. I cannot wait to try that.
We only give them to big customers. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. I didn't get a holiday blend, and I really want to try it because I'm telling you, I have smelled a lot of pipe tobacco in my time. That was the most epic pipe tobacco I've smelled.
Oh, thank you.
It was awesome.
Jeremy said thank you. He deserves all the credit.
Yeah, I know it wasn't your work, but kudos to whoever freaking put that blend together, because every time I smelled it, it was instant. I want to go eat something. That's how good it was. So I'm actually kind of excited to try the holiday blend.
Stillwell's a really strange line. It's one of those love it or hate it things. Like, we're doing super well with it overall, but some retailers are doing phenomenal with it, and other retailers aren't doing great with it at all. And it just really depends. I think it's one that's gonna need time to percolate in the marketplace. It's gonna need to find its customer, just kind of the same way as I don't want to compare it to acid or deadwood, but I want to compare it in the way that it's just so different than the other things in the market that it kind of takes some time. I know right now you as a retailer, you're having tremendous success with Deadwood, but remember, Deadwood's been around. I mean, I was at the front end of creating Deadwood way back in 2010-ish. So, I mean, Deadwood's been out for about 12 years. That's Sweet Jane. So
that's an interesting relationship, the Deadwood Drew Estate relationship. But
they now own it. They bought it all from Vaughn. She used to be an exclusive, like you have Red Meat Lovers, and they ended up buying the brand back from her.
Aaron Ellerman made a comment. We must have got a lot of Bewitched in. Just to let you know, Aaron, we got 50 boxes in this morning, and they were gone by this afternoon. We actually had to call Cindy and ask her for another 50, which they had in stock. That's why it's still up online. It literally sold out so fast. So, are we calling it now, Alex? I mean, we're gonna get ready to talk about the Bewitched.
We're gonna no. Let's.
You're gonna do the raffles.
Yeah. Once these frenzy raffles are over, that's it. We're calling it.
Okay. So listen, how many prizes do we have to give away now up until the Mega Saka, the 6 ashtrays, the Mega Saka? How many? 9?
We have left 2 OG Red Meat Lovers bundles, 6 hand carb ashtrays, and 1 Mega Squatch to give away.
Okay, so I'm a little drunk. I'm starting to slur a little bit, but we have roughly 8 or 9 prizes left.
We have 9 left.
And then we're going to cut off the Mega Raffle. So you have literally 10 minutes or so. If you haven't gotten in, go to smoking.com, click on Summer with Saka Squatch 2, Summer with Saka 2.
Wow. Those are some big pours you're getting, my friend.
I'm slurring. Go to Summer with Saka 2. This is literally the most epic. I'm so excited to give this away. I cannot wait to see who wins this 21 item fucking prize, which one of the items is 7 unicorns, a tray of 7 unicorns that Steve has thrown in over the top of whatever we created. Did you just put that Saka Squatch there? Is that real or is that a graphic?
Wow, Abe, that's been there the whole broadcast.
Bro, I just saw it now. I'm so
Dude, Alex, I got to show you the video of Brandy sent me of Abe on the floor.
Did she send you a fucking video
I
of that
hear
bitch?
that's what happened.
All right, so
I hear that's what happened.
a little story. Steve in his kind heart every year invites me and Brandy out to dinner with them. Usually we go with Jeff and Tanya Borshwitz from Corona Cigar because we're all very close friends. And I couldn't make it that night. So Steve had an opening on his closing night, which normally he takes only his internal people. So he had an opening for 2. So he invited Brandy and I, which I was supposed to go with them. It was the half day of the trade show. And it was me, my operations manager, Matt Briggs, his son, Danny, Juan Cancel and his girl.
There's a mistake right there. Juan Cancel.
Juan is really reserved these days. I had a long
really?
Juan has turned over a new leaf, except for this afternoon. But
Okay.
he was not out of control. But it was also Jeff Groover and his beautiful girl Jen and Alfredo Cruz. And all I know is we went to the pool. We started ordering pina coladas with floaters. And halfway into the day, I don't know what happened. I really have no idea.
I do. I have the video.
You need to send me that video. I want to know what video my wife sent you. You need to send me that video. So I don't know what happened. I don't know who closed my tab at the pool bar. Halfway into it, I have no recollection. All I know is my wife tells me that I passed out on the bathroom floor and I refused to get up. So she just covered me. And so the pool closes at 5:00. So this is going to be around 5:30, 5:45 at the most. And I passed out on the bathroom floor. She let me sleep there. We ended up not going to dinner with the Sakas, which I heard was an amazing dinner and a show. We missed out on that. I woke up at 9:30 and texted the Briggs, "Are you guys alive?" They were walking around in a coma. I don't even remember that text. I just saw it on my phone. Passed out in my bed till about 12:30, where I finally wake up. I text Steve. Steve's like, "You missed it." I apologize. I said, "Steve, I am so sorry, man. I haven't been drunk like that in a long time where I passed out and I'm incapacitated." And Steve's like, "You missed a great dinner. I'm down here at the Palazzo Bar, but I'm going to bed." And I ended up going down at 12:30 and staying up until we left town at about 10 a.m. I was with Nimish till about 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, I got messed up that night. I haven't been messed up that bad, and I can't tell you how long it was. So really, please send me that video because I haven't seen it, and I want to see what the fuck I look like sleeping.
Dude, it's blackmail shit. I'm gonna post that shit on the internet.
Post it. I want to see it.
I sent you so many cigars in like the last 30 days. I'm wondering if I'm even gonna get my money. I'm gonna keep that video in reserve. You know, if my money don't come, I'm posting that video. And
I'm telling you, I have
Steve.
I have no idea what happened. I was talking to this girl in the pool who happened to be from Fort Lauderdale. After that, I have no recollection. In fact, in the morning, I filed a report with the Venetian because I lost my prescription sunglasses. But it just so happens that Jeff Groover's girl, Jen, who I love, she's a wonderful girl, walked me back to my room and she had them on her head. So I'll get them back. But yeah, crazy fucking day. Steve, you got to send me that video. I got to see it. But that being said, I did miss that dinner. Sorry I missed it. I heard it was great.
Hey, dude, you saved me a few $100.
Easy.
Good.
Easy a few $100.
Actually, if you were drinking that way, you probably saved me 500.
Fuck. I really haven't been drunk like that for so fucking long. All right, Alex, let's go with some of the big shit. What are we giving away now?
All right, we are giving away. We're going to start with 2 signed OG red meat.
I don't know if you guys can see how brown these packages are. They're brownish. Look, they've been sitting around a long time. We had to take a sell off so Steve could sign them. This is from the original fucking release. What created it all? The amazing national hype of the Red Meat Clubber cigar. 2 bundles going out right now.
All right, here we go. Number 1.
Pop that
John?
back so I can read it.
John Avalone. Congratulations.
Congratulations, John.
John Avalone. We got one more coming. Let's go. I'm trying to time finishing my drink by the end of the show.
That's a big drink to finish before the show's over.
I can do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oof.
2 gulps.
Oof. God, I can't fucking, that wheel is so huge. Oh, Kevin Corbliss, welcome. Congratulations,
Awesome.
Kevin. These two babies are gone. Epic cigars, gone. Well,
Do you still have any of those in your rare room? Because I remember I signed like 25 of them.
you signed 50. We never put them out. There's
Oh, you never put
40.
them out.
There's 48. Like, bro, I'm a hoarder. I like saving shit and popping it out when no one expects it. I got 48 of those bundles left. So 2 are going out right to the next week. Congratulations, fellas. Now on to what started this whole
This is what
frenzy.
started the frenzy. Yes.
Started the whole fucking frenzy. These hand-carved ashtrays that fed Nicaraguan families for months and supported people. Listen, I gotta say, I did see one at the show. I haven't opened one of these yet, so I have never physically seen one until I went to the show. They're pretty impressive. I picked one
They're
up.
really impressive.
They're fucking impressive ashtrays. 6 of these are going out right now, Alex. Who are the lucky guys who won this one here?
So while we're spinning, what are you drinking, Abe?
Dude, I'm drinking Balvenie 15-year cask, double cask something.
Boy, it
It's
must be
delicious.
good to own a bar.
Yes, I get cool shit. Skylar Henderson, winner number 1. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
5 more.
Tyler. Excellent.
5 more. Chad Moorman, congratulations, Chad. There's gonna be a lot of happy winners here. Come on.
Hey, Alex, I'm curious. What's the purple sliver? What is that?
I don't know. That's
Okay.
right here, right? I don't know. I have no idea. But it hasn't hit.
I think it's an overload from having too many names on there.
This
Wow.
guy's incredible.
Lord.
Listen, if it wasn't for the unicorns, this guy wouldn't even need the mega raffle. I mean, Charles is racking up tonight.
Racking
Unreal.
up. Listen, I love
Charles,
it.
go buy a lotto ticket. Stop with this petty ass bullshit. Go make
The
yourself
more
Seriously.
you buy, the more you get a chance to win. We believe in that. Congratulations, Charles.
Yeah, buy a lotto, man. You're on fire.
Saves on shipping.
Oh,
Kyle
shit.
Hey,
Our buddy Kyle Willis.
excellent.
You won a hand-carved ashtray. We've worked with Kyle. Kyle is a great marketing guy. Kyle's been a friend of Smoke In, so nice to see him win. Congratulations, Kyle. How many have we done, Alex?
We've done 4.
All right, here's number 5. Kenneth Coyone. Congratulations, Kenneth. You have won one of these amazing signed boxed ashtrays.
Just for the record, I had a retailer tell me he sold one for $600.
Oh, I believe it. But you know, Steve, there's no fun in doing that. See, let me just tell you some of my belief, right? As a retailer, $600 isn't changing fucking anybody's life, right? This shit's so much more fun than
Oh, I
just
agree.
selling them.
And also, it gives a chance for someone not to have, gives an opportunity for someone that doesn't have $600. I mean, you could have bought a 5-pack, and you can end up getting one of these things.
That was my goal, man. I
You know,
wanted to
it's
get as
really
many
good. You
people
get
as
the
a chance
five-pack
to win
and-
it.
It's not like you got 5 shit cigars. So you've got good cigars to begin with. So it just ends up being a cherry on top.
Best in the biz. I'm telling you, everybody right now. Listen, Steve Saka went out on a limb and said that Smoke Inn's Great Smoke is one of the best events in the country. I'm going to tell you, this dude is the best in the biz. You can't beat this guy. He gets it. He runs with it. He knows he's not afraid, and he fucking makes shit happen. I love it. You listen. You make great cigars. Making great cigars is half the fucking battle. Being able to do fucking cool shit is the other half of the battle. And when I'm sitting there and I'm interviewing you during a PCA show and you throw in a fucking tray of unicorns, who the fuck does that? You know who does that? Fucking Steve Saka does that. Great shit. Last ashtray. Let's go, Alex.
Last ashtray. Here we go.
John Gimilaro. Congratulations, John. Now listen, if you're watching this, I'm going to tell you right now, if you didn't win an ashtray and you really want one, I want you to know that the ashtrays that we're giving away now was from our PCA trade show order last year.
That's true.
We have another lot of ashtrays coming from our show this year. So I got a whole bunch of freaking Saka Squatch poo, and I'm going to have another lot of ashtrays coming, and we're going to do something. So if you didn't win one of these epic ashtrays, please don't worry. We're going to give you another chance to win one. We got another lot of ashtrays.
My goal with the ashtrays is to make as many as I can. Man, I want to make them and start selling ashtrays because I'm in the cigar business. But at the same time, look, the guys can only make, since they make them all by hand, they can only make about 20 a week, 25 at the most, right? There's 4 of them. So it's not like I can make 10,000 ashtrays, but I think with the orders I took at the show, I think I'm going to keep them busy for like 10 months straight, just making ashtrays, and that'll be awesome.
Well, we're gonna have a whole lot of ashtrays coming in from our 2022 PCA trade show order, so we will definitely do something with that. With all the poo I got from Saka, and I got another. Me and Steve are working on something. We're gonna have a pretty cool poo promotion coming up, so don't fret. We are not giving up. Steve and I are gonna fucking keep it coming to everybody. Smoke-In will become Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Central. That's my goal. All right. Alex,
now, before you spin the Mega Squatch, this thing always blows me away that people want this for their house.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know whose wife is ever going to allow this shit to be put on display in her house. I mean, that's crazy.
I want one of these.
Oh, my God.
This is some badass motherfucking shit. I don't even have one in my house. Listen, Steve sent me 2 for my stores, and they are like the lions at the gate in front of our humidor here in Boynton Beach. But I carry this guy everywhere. He is badass. Everybody wants a Mega Saka Squatch. Let's fucking give one away. Somebody's a happy motherfucker right now.
Denny.
Oh, Dennis Kellich has won the Mega Saka Squatch. Smoke-In loyal customer and friend.
Oh, I love it when it happens that way.
Oh, he is awesome. This guy posts in 50 different groups. He is great. He is awesome. Congratulations, Dennis. You have won the Mega Saka Squatch. My man, Alex Tavala, listen, I want everybody, virtually, give to Alex a fucking big hand. This dude gave away 81 fucking prizes in an hour and 18 minutes, and probably even less because we bullshitted for a while.
How long does it take for Drew Estate and their Mega whatever events? What are those called? Freestyle Lives?
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know how much shit they give away in an hour.
We give away a whole bunch of shit in 1 hour. Now, Alex, the cutoff is done, yes?
Cutoff is done.
The cutoff is done.
So
you
now
cannot get into the Summer Saka Squatch.
So what you have to do, program another wheel, right?
Anymore. Alex is going to load up the second wheel. I think Robert Tucker was the last order that got in. But let me tell you something. They were coming in up until 8:18, so that was a minute ago. So people were loading up at the last minute, getting in. Tommy Hall, who I believe was the guy who won that auction that you did at the dinner at the Great Smoke.
I'm glad you know that, because I owe him his Red Meat Lovers samples, which I should have in about the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Tommy Hall, great guy. He was at the Great Smoke. He was at the dinner.
He gave a fantastic charitable donation.
He gave a fantastic charitable bid. He was there.
Yeah.
Marcus Wood got in the last minute. Aaron Ellerman out of the blue with a huge order at the last minute. There was a lot of last minute orders. Alex is putting together a wheel for this 21 item mega freaking prize, man. I cannot wait to give this away. And when I say 21 items, one of those items is 7 unicorns. 7, a whole tray of unicorns.
I don't want to out somebody, but my understanding was there was one consumer that bought like 20 boxes.
There was
more than 20.
More than 20.
Really?
Yes. Like closer to 30.
Yes. Listen, man, this prize was no joke. It was an over the top.
Yeah, but what, man? If that guy doesn't win,
Well, it's a win. You and I might have to do something for.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something for that.
Yeah, that's some stupid shit, right?
Yeah, it's incredibly dumb.
Yeah, but listen, we're the type of people, Steve. We're not going to let somebody like that go unrewarded.
All right.
So you and I will get together, and we'll figure something out. If he doesn't win, but motherfucker's got at this point at least a 20% chance of winning. The way I see it now with the boxes,
It might be less after this last run of people.
there was a last run. I'm watching it on the side here, on the side window, man. There was a good last run of people. I mean, some people came in strong here at the end, so it'll be
The bad part is you've killed all of my sales at Smoke Inn for probably 3 years now.
No, I got Summer with Saka 3 before it's over. I got a whole bunch of
No, come on, give him a break.
Where I get a whole bunch of poo that people want.
Oh, no,
And we got
man.
the ashtrays from our 2022 PCM trade show order.
You got to give these people's wallets a rest. Give them to buy something else.
Buy something else. Who else are they gonna buy? They need to buy your shit, Steve. Listen, we're gonna have a whole bunch of ashtrays coming from our show order this year. We're gonna do something with it. So if you did not win one of the 6 ashtrays we have now, believe me when I tell you, we got a whole lot more coming from our 2022 trade show order. So there will be something before this summer's over because I like things.
I don't think that's true. I don't think the ashtrays will be done in time. So
Doesn't matter. We'll have a promo.
Yeah.
Summer with Saka 3 will be in the books. Trust me. As popular as the promotion was, it'll be the winter of Saka next.
So
No,
this is where I take a moment to explain to any other retailers that are watching this program. This is not something I came up with that I gave Abe cigars on the cheap and he did this big promo. He put the whole thing together. He paid full boat for the cigars, all that swag stuff. He accumulated it all through his legit purchases. He co-opted. So, because everyone always accuses me of giving certain retailers favoritism, and I don't. If anything, I bust your guys' balls harder than some of the other guys.
I'm going to venture to say, only because we have a mutual friend, that Steve treats some other people better than he treats us.
Oh, that's not true.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, because I know who you're talking about.
Detroit, I know you treat very, very well.
About our man Ronnie, right? I don't even co-op the mugs with Ronnie. He goes through so many damn mugs. He pays full boat for the mugs. He pays full price, man. That's the Balvini face going on there.
I don't know. But listen, Steve knows me. I remember the one that complained. I don't watch any. Listen, we do what we do, right? We have fun. We do shit. I go to Steve. Steve, I got an idea. You want to do this? And you know why I like calling Steve? Because Steve's like, sure. I hate going through red tape. When you come up with cool fucking giveaways and promotions, it's just so much nicer to call somebody and says, fucking, I love it. Run with it. That's what we want to do.
But at the same time, you call me up with stuff we just talked about, a brand that you're going to do coming up. And I said, hey, Abe, I have to take a pass on that one.
Yeah. I did come up with an idea that was inspired by my trip to Egypt. Yeah. I said, Steve, I'm coming to you first because I love.
It's a great idea. It's a fantastic idea. There was just no way I could squeeze it in.
I knew. Yeah, listen. There's certain times where I ask you a question, I kind of know the answer, but fuck, I throw it out there anyway. I'm like, look, I know you're busy, but look, this is what I want to do. I was very inspired by my trip to Egypt. I want to do this. And Steve says, look, I just can't. I said, I kind of figured, but I thought I'd throw it out there first. And you know what? The guy who we got to do it, I'm just as excited about. So we got some
guy.
Huh?
Fuck that guy.
You know him.
I know. I'm teasing.
No, listen to me. It's good. Listen, I'm very excited about some projects we got coming up in 2023. Some cool shit. We're not letting up. I'm back from my trip. I went away, had the trip vacation of a lifetime. Now I'm back. I'm ready to hit the grind.
Was it really a vacation? Come on. All those kids.
So listen to me. For me, it wasn't a vacation like a resting vacation. No, I was exhausted. I was brutalated. It was fucking insane. But as a father, what it meant to my kids and even my wife, who got to go there for the first time and meet family for the first time, it was priceless, Steve. Yeah. I mean, it literally was priceless.
And honestly, you've been talking about this trip for at least, I think you mentioned it 10 years ago. You've been talking about seriously for like at least the last 6.
10 years in the making. We had booked twice. They got canceled once because of COVID. And to take my kids there and meet their family for the first time and my wife. But I packed it in. We traveled. We went to Cairo. We went to the Dead Sea, Petra, the Wadi Rum Desert. It was tiring. For me, it was not a vacation, but it was a vacation because to see my kids really my oldest daughters
are those pyramids something else? Seeing them in person is just so, it's like you see the photos, you see the videos and the documentaries, but when you stand at the foot of those things and you actually see them and you think about how they were constructed, it is mind-blowing.
So I will tell you this. Seeing them live in person is incredibly mind-blowing if you haven't seen it. And when you go there, it's really funny because the Egyptian local people will make fun of any American who believes that like aliens had anything to do with anything. But the more you learn about the pyramids, the more ridiculous it seems that anybody on this planet, even today, could have constructed them or put them together.
Oh, absolutely.
So either this was a completely lost civilization like Atlantis, something that just was never got out there in the world, or it definitely had to be something because it is absurd the stuff that we learned there. Whatever we felt before became worse when we got there and we learned more about the pyramids. And the kids were touched by it. They were touched by it. My oldest daughter's already talking about how she can't wait to one day bring her kids to the Middle East for her. So while my kids felt Jordanian or half Jordanian because of my heritage line, going there and taking there, I think made them really feel Jordanian now. So it was a great trip.
How cool is it for Petra to go to Petra?
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And it's really cool because she makes this joke that, whenever you go in this country and you go buy cups or mugs or anything that have people's names on it, like Abe is another one, but her name especially, you never see Petra. When she went to Jordan, fucking the name Petra was everywhere. So she felt very fucking special. But great trip. Long in the making. It took me out of my game and out of my element here at the shop for a good 6 weeks. But happy to be back. Happy to be back and jumping on this. And let me just tell you something. Somebody's saying I'm selling a trip to Egypt. So let me just tell you something about Egypt. Egypt is a shithole. Dirty fucking country. Cairo. Let me correct that. Cairo is a shithole. Dirty country. Garbage packed everywhere. Dead people everywhere. Freaking really like unreal. My wife and I landed and we're like, wow, this is like a war zone. Some of the most magical shit on earth exists in Cairo, unfortunately. And they seem to be building on top of the garbage. And they're even moving the capital. They're building a new Cairo. I think it just was easier for them to say, hey, we're going to build a new capital and try to clean up a capital that's 5,000 years old, basically. So definitely, I think everybody should try to make it there once. But I'll tell you what, I'm not in a rush to go back to Cairo. It was good. We got it out of the way.
So on the Bewitched, it's just really good. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done.
That's all you can say about the cigar I've been smoking all night. It is just really, really good.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I think, look, the Bewitched is a really hard blend because it's very nondescript. It's just in the middle. You know what I mean? And that's not a sexy way to sell something, for something to be in the middle. It's just such a pleasing, easygoing, enjoyable smoke. And it's flavorful, but it's still easy and creamy. It's really, really nice. And that's, and I think between that, I heard that a lot of people told me they thought it was the best blend at the show, the Bewitched. I mean, a lot of people really like that one.
I'm not going to lie. I think it's my favorite of the line.
Yeah, right now, look, for me, Naka Tamale has always been my personal favorite, followed by the Unstolen Valor. But I think Bewitched right now is my favorite of the line. But I don't know if that's recency bias. You know how that works.
Sean, I will tell you this. He's asking me going into the tomb of King Khufu, the guy who the Great Pyramid was for. I'm going to tell you what. If I knew what I was getting into, I would have never went. They basically asked me, I would have never went. They basically said, hey, would you like to go inside? I think I'm going to walk into a showroom floor. I had no idea what the fuck I'm in store for, right? I mean, I almost died. I had to stop halfway up this thing just to breathe. And you have to remember, the same narrow passage
Oh yeah,
is the
Dude.
same passage people are coming
Yeah,
down.
you had one of those Winnie the Pooh Eeyore kind of moments where stuck in the hole.
I was stuck in the hole, Steve, and I had no way to go but up at that point. And it was fucking. Then we get to the top, and it's this little cave, this little room where they buried King Khufu, but everything's gone, so it's hollow. It's not like there's treasures in there. And all I got is this concrete sarcophagus, which is basically 4 concrete walls. And listen, they say it's magical. They say if you put a dull knife in there and you come back later, the knife is sharp. If you put fruit in there, it'll dry, but it'll never rot. There are people who pay $1,000 for an hour to go up in there privately and meditate. Look, the whole thing is amazingly mystical. It really is. But fuck, I'm glad I did it. But had I known going in, I would have never, ever, ever
Did you have a chance to go to the Cairo Museum of Egyptian Antiquities?
No, we went to the Museum of Egyptian Civilization.
Okay, they've changed the name.
Okay,
I'm sure it's the same name. Because when I went way back when, it was the craziest museum I ever went to because nothing was behind ropes, nothing was behind glass.
No, that's not the museum. That's a downtown museum where King Tut is stored.
Right.
Okay. But they have a new museum with Egyptian civilization. I'll tell you about that. But they're building a $1.5 billion brand new museum right by the pyramids where they're going to move all the pharaohs. So the museum we went to, we weren't allowed to take pictures. So anybody who followed me on my trip, as I documented it, I wasn't able to take any pictures, but it was very cool. They had the whole royal family historically of all the pharaohs.
See, when I was there, the only thing behind glass was the King Tut stuff. Everything else, you could like literally touch it if you wanted to. It was the craziest museum I'd ever been in.
That's the downtown. That's going to be gone. That's going to be gone. They're moving it all to the 1.5 billion. But the civilization one was super cool. I really didn't think I'd like it, but it was all the pharaohs in order of the timeline and their mummies sitting there and then big plaques that would tell you historically what they accomplished, what they did, who their children were. And then you go to the next mummy and there they were, and it was their children. And it told you. Pretty cool. We weren't allowed to take any pictures. But what I found interesting, which I really didn't know until this trip, do you know why King Tut is so famous? You know, he was only a pharaoh for 2 years and died. Do you know why he's so famous?
Because of Walk Like an Egyptian?
Nope. He is the only pharaoh they've ever found whose treasure wasn't raided. They found it completely intact.
There you go.
Yeah, very cool shit.
Did you guys go to the Valley of the Kings? Did you have time for that? Because you had such a long trip.
We didn't go to Luxor. We didn't go to Alexandria. It was just kind of a quick.
First off, you think Cairo is a shithole? Alexandria is a shithole.
Is it worse?
Oh God, yes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So bad.
Well, again, to my Egyptian friends that are out there, I haven't been in like 25 years, so maybe they've totally cleaned it up. But Alexandria was really an armpit.
But I tell you what was cool when we were in Cairo was we had kashari for the first time, which is a very traditional Egyptian dish. And we went to the place that's been there for like 60, 70 years, a single location, 6 stories high. It's called Abu Tariq. Holy shit, was that like the fucking best vegetarian meal I ever had in my life. I treated my family of 6, my driver, and my tour guide. So that's what, 8 of us. And I tipped 30%, and it was a $36 meal.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking retarded. And it was amazing. Alex, how are we doing?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Oh,
All right.
let's do it.
It is
I gotta
8:30.
tell you, I'm
We are
like
90
nervous.
minutes. We're about to give away the mega raffle off time. I'm going to show the picture one more time because it's an epic picture. Show it, Alex.
I mean, I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
There you have it. This is a 20-item package between the rally towels, the 7-cup mug selection, the Saka squatches, mega and small, the cutting board, the Volpetta, the Chachata, the 2 bundles of Red Meat Lovers Club, the new rally towels, the Meteor Cutter, the Stone Ashtray, 20 items. And on top of all this, my man Steve Saka threw in a tray, a 7-cigar tray of
Now,
unicorns.
have you gotten the tray of unicorns? Did we send it to you?
Not yet. I just figured you'd ship it with the Saka squatch.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you got to ship the Saka squatch.
I got to ship the Saka squatch to the winner. So
all right. So here we go, man. Somebody's going to be fucking epically happy in about 30 seconds. Why don't you blow yourself up?
Well, there's a lot of names on that wheel, too.
Oh, we sold some boxes. Let's blow the screen up. Let's see who the winner is. Here we go. There's everybody who bought a box.
All right, are we ready?
Let's fucking see who the lucky winner is. We got 120 people online watching.
All right, here we go.
Whoa. I don't know. Peter Morocello. Man, if you ain't watching, shame on you. But Peter Morocello, you have literally just won the most epic fucking cigar package
Awesome.
in the history of mankind. Vincent, we got you, brother. I talked with Steve. We're going to work something out. Guy bought an epic amount of boxes.
Vincent's getting a participation trophy.
Getting a participation trophy. There ain't no way that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you got anybody that's dumb enough to spend that much money. You got to reward stupidity.
Yes,
You just got it.
I agree. So we will take care of.
Oh, wait a minute! I meant to say loyalty, not stupidity. Sorry.
Loyalty. Yes.
Loyalty.
I don't think we've ever given away 82 prizes in 90 minutes, but only Smoking could do that shit. And we did it with Steve Saka. 82 fucking prizes, one epically technically 28 items we gave away fucking literally in 90 minutes. I want to thank everybody who participated in this epic promotion. Badass. Steve, thanks for your Friday night. I know you had a long haul with the PCA trade show and everything going on.
I'm going to go visit the guys in the whereby for at least a half hour.
I might join you over there. I got to drive home, and I think my wife is out with the kids, so I got nothing going on. But thanks to everybody. Look for our Summer with Saka 3 promotion coming up before the end of summer. We'll put it out.
There's going to be a 3. Good
Fuck
God.
yeah. Everything is in 3, Steve.
Normally you have sequels. They're like a year after or 2 years after.
No.
Fuck. Sequels are like fucking 60 days or something.
Fuck that. There's a lot of people who wanted that ashtray. Only 6 people got them. We got a whole slew of them coming in from our 2022 PCA trade show order. And I got a whole shitload of poo and more poo I'm working with Steve on getting. And we're going to do something cool before this summer's over. I got to the end of August. We will do a Summer with Saka. Listen, I just love the theme, Summer with Saka. It's great. Why end it now? We're going to do a Summer with Saka 3. Stay tuned, everybody. Steve, thank you very much. Alex, everybody, if you're out there, give this fucker applause. This guy churned and burned a wheel for 90 fucking minutes.
Wait. I just want to say thank you to everyone that participated and, purchased cigars. And I hope they bought the cigars because the cigars are really good. They weren't just trying to run a stupid ashtray or whatever. But I want you to know, I really genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate your support. It's not lost on me. And thank you very much.
And we do too. We love everybody who supports us, especially our socialites. If you're watching this and you're not part of Smoking Social, join us, man. It's family over there. We love everybody. Good to be home. Good to be back in the grind. I'm going to polish this off. Steve, I'll be in touch. Alex, great job. Good night, everybody. Peace.